What if I told you that achieving work-life balance could be the key to living a happier, more fulfilling life? Now, I know what you're thinking. Easier said than done, Mark. And you're right, it's not always easy. But trust me, it's possible. In this video, we're going to explore 5 practical tips that can help you find that sweet spot between crushing it at work and actually, having a life. If you want to see more videos like this, please support the channel by subscribing, sharing, and liking the video. Think of it like this. Trying to find work-life balance is like trying to teach a cat to walk a tightrope while juggling rubber chickens. It's messy, it's chaotic, and there's a good chance someone's going to end up with a scratched cornea. But hey, that's why we're here. Let's dive in. Alright folks, let's kick things off with the foundation of a balanced life: setting boundaries. It's like building a fence between your work life and your personal life. Now, this fence doesn't have to be a 10-foot concrete wall with barbed wire. It's more like a friendly little picket fence with a cute gate you can open and close. Be intentional about when you're on for work and when you're off. Think of it like a light switch. When the workday is done, flip that switch off and be present with your loved ones. Set specific work hours to build that fence. It's like drawing a line in the sand. After this point, I'm off duty, and have a dedicated workspace. It doesn't need to be fancy, but it helps with mental clarity. When you're done for the day, close your laptop, step away, and leave work at work. Trust me, your sanity will thank you for it. Alright, let's talk about something that's often seen as a luxury, but is actually just as essential as flossing, and arguably more enjoyable: self-care. Now, I'm not talking about bubble baths and face masks here, although again, no judgment. I'm talking about taking care of your mental, physical, and emotional well-being. Think of it like this: you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly running on fumes, you're not going to be much good to anyone, least of all yourself. So, it's crucial to carve out time for activities that fill your cup, that recharge your batteries, that make you feel like a human being again. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, I can barely find time to shower, let alone meditate for an hour. And I hear you. But self-care doesn't have to be this big, elaborate production. It can be as simple as taking 5 minutes to step away from your desk and go for a walk outside. It can be listening to your favorite song while you're stuck in traffic. It can be reading a book for 20 minutes before bed instead of scrolling through social media. Trust me, everyone will thank you for it. Okay, let's talk about a topic that strikes fear into the hearts of many: time management. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, I'm not exactly Tony Stark here. I don't have a supercomputer for a brain. And you're right, you don't need one. What you do need is a system, a way to organize your tasks, prioritize your to-do list, and make sure you're not constantly feeling like you're drowning in a sea of deadlines. Think of it like this. Your brain is like a computer. It can only process so much information at once before it starts to slow down and crash. So, just like you wouldn't try to download 1,000 movies onto your computer at the same time, you shouldn't try to cram 1,000 tasks into your brain at once. It's a recipe for disaster. Instead, break down your tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. Create a schedule, use a planner, set reminders on your phone, whatever works for you. The key here is to find a system that helps you stay organized and on top of your workload. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, I've tried all the planners and apps, but I always end up falling off the wagon. And I hear you. It's not about finding the perfect system. It's about finding a system that works for you and that you can stick to. And here's a little secret. The best time management system is the one you actually use. So don't be afraid to experiment until you find what works for you. Another crucial aspect of time management is learning to prioritize. Not all tasks are created equal, and trying to tackle everything at once is a surefire way to burn yourself out. Remember, time management is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Alright, let's talk about a word that's music to the ears of anyone who's ever felt like they're juggling chainsaws: flexibility. Now, I'm not talking about being able to touch your toes here, although that's impressive. I'm talking about being adaptable, being able to roll with the punches, being open to changing your plans when life throws you a curveball. Because let's be honest, it's going to happen. Think of it like this. Life is a lot like a game of Tetris. You've got all these different shaped blocks coming at you, and you've got to figure out how to fit them all together. Sometimes you get lucky, and the blocks fall into place perfectly. But most of the time, you've got to be willing to twist and turn those blocks, to find creative solutions, to adapt to the ever-changing game board. The same goes for work-life balance. You can have the best laid plans, the most meticulously organized schedule, but sometimes life's going to throw you a curveball. The key is to be flexible, to be able to adjust your plans on the fly, to not freak out when things don't go according to plan. Because here's the thing, they're not always going to go according to plan, and that's okay. Remember, flexibility isn't about being perfect, it's about being adaptable. Alright, let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial for a happy and balanced life: supportive relationships. Now, I'm not just talking about romantic relationships here, although those are important too. I'm talking about all the people in your life who make you feel loved, supported, and understood. Think of it like this. Life is a team sport. You can't do it alone. You need a team of cheerleaders in your corner. People who are going to lift you up when you're down, who are going to celebrate your victories with you, and who are going to remind you of your awesomeness when you forget. Now, these people can be anyone. Your partner, your family, your friends, your co-workers, your dog walker. The point is, you need people in your life who you can count on. People who you can be yourself around. People who make you feel good. And here's the thing. Fostering supportive relationships is a two-way street. It's not enough to just have these people in your life. You've got to be there for them too. You've got to be willing to listen, to offer support, to be a shoulder to cry on when they need it. Because here's the thing, we all need someone to lean on sometimes. So if you're feeling lucky enough to have those people in your life, cherish them. Nurture those relationships. Make time for them, even when you're busy. So there you have it, folks. 5 simple yet powerful tips for achieving that elusive work-life balance. Remember, it's all about setting those boundaries, prioritizing self-care. You deserve it. Mastering the art of time management, embracing flexibility like a boss, and surrounding yourself with a supportive crew. Now, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, and share this video with anyone you know who could use a little more balance in their life. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.